Hi, this is Snoop Dogg, and you're about to see the best sports and entertainment talk show on the internet with your host, Troy Geary. The man who seems to go to every sporting event, Dave Stevens, born without legs, but won 7 Emmys and played college football and minor league baseball. Throw in Will Stein wherever Will Stein is, and you've got a heck of a show. It's the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show. Faux shizzle.
All right, welcome back to Radio Row, and this has to be my favorite interview of the week. It's such an amazing story. As you know, I was born without legs, and I've always been that underdog that played sports and stuff. But here's a guy sitting next to me that didn't even play high school football, but found out he could do it anyway and make it to the NFL, the UFL, and again, this guy is still playing, and he's chasing that dream. Many that would walk away from this. And here he is right next to me, Luis Perez. And thanks for taking some time and being here.
Yeah, of course. No, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Is your mic on? I just want to make sure it's flicked up.
It is, yep.
It's flicked up. All right. You never know. We've had so many burps. There's so much RF, so much stuff going on. Is this overwhelming? Is this your first Radio Row?
Yeah, so this is my first Radio Row. I actually love it. You know, a lot of people aren't, a lot of moving pieces, but no, it's awesome. Great networking. And you see a lot of familiar faces, so it's been good.
So tell us about this journey. I mean, why didn't you play high school football, and how did you end up going from not playing high school football to playing professional football?
Yeah, so I'll just tell you the whole spiel. So basically, I started out as a bowler. I always had that dream as a kid, though, of playing in the NFL. I always just knew that was my dream. I would walk around the stores with a football, sleep with a football. I mean, I took it everywhere. It was my dad's birthday. I was 9 years old, and we get to the bowling alley, and my love kind of shifted to bowling. I just started doing really well, started bowling really good, and beat my whole family. I was only 9 years old. Like, you know what, this is kind of fun. So I ended up getting a ball, getting some shoes, joining a league. And then before you know it, I'm in a bunch of leagues and competing in tournaments. So I did that all throughout high school. But in the back of my mind, I always had that, hey, I still want to go to the NFL. So I didn't go to any football games throughout high school. I was just so focused on bowling in school. So the last home game, my senior year of high school, all my buddies were on the team. So they're like, hey, come on, it's the last one, just come out. So I get to the stadium, and I'm in the stands, and I'm watching them all run through the tunnel, and I just get full-body chills, like, man, like, what am I doing here? I need to be down there playing. So that was the moment right there where I decided, you know what, it's time to put this bowling journey on hold and pursue this NFL dream.
Not like Deion Sanders, where he played baseball and football. We've gone from bowling to professional football. But, when did you realize that you could actually play quarterback? And tell us about who mentored you to get to that point.
Yeah, so the moment I made that decision, I decided, hey, I need to get on YouTube right away and start learning the fundamentals of football. I only knew that I could throw a nice spiral, and that was it, right? And obviously it takes a lot more than just throwing a nice spiral to be a quarterback. So I relentlessly worked, pulled all-nighters. I remember just having this obsession of wanting to be great and wanting to become a quarterback. And so I did that for about 3 or 4 months. After that, I got a mentor, Achilles Smith, who was the 3rd pick in the 1999 draft. He mentored me for about 2-3 more months. And, started kind of clicking for me. Like, hey, you know what, I can kind of do this quarterback thing. And after that, he got me connected to Southwestern Community College, where I was able to walk on. I was 9th on the depth chart, right? Now, just by default, because I'm the only one.
Who carries 9 quarterbacks?
I know, right? And it was just by default because I was the only one that didn't play football in high school. So I was 9th, and slowly but surely, people transferred, switched positions, got hurt. Now I'm the number 4. Now I'm just slowly starting to chip away, getting more reps. Starter goes down week 2 or 3. We're down in the 4th quarter. I come back, throw 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, and bring us back.
That is such an amazing story. So we're taking a look at some of the teams you've been on, and obviously you said you hadn't made a regular season game, but you have played in the preseason. So, I mean, it's still a professional football game. What was that experience like?
Oh, that's been great. I mean, I remember my rookie year with the Rams. Drew Brees, a friend of mine, and I just remember like, wow, like I'm actually competing against my idol. Like it was one of those surreal moments. Like, man, like I'm actually getting ready to compete with my idol. Even though he didn't play, it was preseason, but still, he's on the other side, on the other sideline, and I'm getting to go against him. And it was a great time. Got to take a picture with him after the game and all that. But it was just a phenomenal experience.
Sounds like you should write a book. All right, you should write a book.
I am writing a book. So funny you say that. So I'm actually in the process of writing a book on my whole journey from all the way from childhood all the way up until now. Just talking about even like just the trials and tribulations that it's not about how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up. And I mean, there's so many things you can take from this book and apply it to your real life. You don't have to be an athlete to see this book. I mean, normal day-to-day people also have obstacles and things that happen that you have to get up from. And I just really think that I can inspire a lot of people with this book. It'll be ready end of March 2025, so this year. And it's going to be called The Spring King.
Sounds like a good potential. You might knock Kurt Warner's movie out and have a really, really inspirational movie. So tell us now your career as far as your progression as a professional quarterback, where you are and where you're playing in 2025.
Yeah, so I'll start out. So after college, where I won the National Player of the Year, the Harlan Hill Trophy, which is the Heisman of Division II, and I won a national championship the same year. I was undrafted to the Rams in 2018. 2019, I played in the Alliance of American Football in 2019 with Birmingham Iron. After that, I played with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2019. Then I was in Detroit in 2019 again. Then after that, I played in the XFL in 2020. 2021, I played in the Spring League. 2022, I went to the USFL. After that, I got signed back to the Rams. After that, I played in the XFL 2023, where I won a championship with Bob Stoops. And then after that, I played for the Chargers and played in the UFL.
How's your frequent flyer miles doing?
Oh, man, I have to keep track of that because I'd have a lot of points.
And in a serious note, it really is. There's not a lot, and I don't know why, given how long the league has been in existence, but there aren't a lot of Hispanic football players to look up to. And I'm wondering, how's that going for you? Do you have a fan base? I mean, it really is something that we don't see a lot of. We haven't seen a Mark Sanchez in a long time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have a pretty big fan base back in Mexico, where I do still have some family over there. So I like to go back and give back to the community. I went back in 2018 was the last time I went. I actually went with Eric Dickerson and his family and some of the Rams players who I was with. So it was good to go back and hold a clinic and just talk ball. You know, football in Mexico is expanding so much, and it's the second fastest growing community in football right now. So I hope, I'm going to go as many times as I can to go help out the community and just have them keep learning the game.
Hey, how's your Spanish?
It's good.
Look at the camera and give your fans out there a Hispanic hi, shout out, and anything inspirational you want to say.
Yeah, okay. Todos mis seguidores aquí en México, por favor, creo que lean mi libro, vean mi historia y que vean que no tienes que hacer la ruta tradicional para llegar a la NFL. Siendo mexicano no importa, pero tú puedes seguir tus sueños. Si de veras lo quieres hacer, lo vas a hacer.
That's a really long way to say you're a stud.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, what is your dream when you grow up? Like, what do you want to do? How long do you want to play football? And what are your goals after that?
So, my goal is to go in the NFL and win a Super Bowl. I mean, that's why I'm still playing spring football, because I know, I've been the top spring league quarterback for the last couple of years, and I just can't seem to break through that door to get in the NFL and play in regular season games and be on an active roster. So, after my football career is done, hopefully in 10, 12 years, once I'm done with that, I want to get into coaching. I just feel like I've spent so much time learning the game that I would do football a disservice not being in the game and helping out the younger generation.
It really is. It's a great goal, and I hope you get to do it. And I'm wondering, since you were part of the Eagles organization, is there loyalty to that? Do you have a pick, or who's your heart going with in this game?
Yeah, so, I do think Philly's going to take it this one. I really do. I think if Jalen Hurts stays efficient with the football, doesn't turn the ball over, whether it's interceptions or fumbling the ball, if they just continue to give the ball to Saquon, that O-line dominates on the front, I do think they're going to get over that hump and beat the Chiefs.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
Drew Brees.
Cool.
Drew Brees. Yeah, so it was
to know him.
Yeah, it was a pretty surreal moment, like being from San Diego, being a Charger fan, watching Drew Brees, to getting connected with him in the offseason. I actually got to train with Drew Brees all throughout from junior college all the way to when I was with the Rams, Eagles, when he retired. I got to train with him every offseason, so it's been great. I'm writing a book. He's a big part of my book. It's been awesome.
And what about mentors and people that inspired you along the way? Was it mom, dad, a coach, or something?
Yeah, so I had a lot of great coaches that motivated me, that believed in me. My parents also. I remember when I told them, hey, I'm going to stop pursuing this bowling dream and I'm going to play football. At first they were like, what do you mean? You're a professional bowler. You want to just stop and play football? But, after a week or so, once I told them the plan and everything that was in place, they were all for it, super supportive, everything like that. Kurt Warner, as you mentioned, good friend of mine as well. Great story. His story has kept me going because he did it, so why can't I?
That's exactly what I say. If I got no legs and I could do what I did, what's your excuse? And if you cannot play high school football and pursue that dream, man, that's unprecedented. So that's pretty cool. And it's been a pleasure to know you. How can people follow your journey and check in on you on social media and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, so my Instagram is @PerezLuisQB, and I'll be playing in the UFL this year. So check us out. Our first game is March 29th, and the book will be out right around the same time. The title is The Spring King.
We got to have you back on then, man.
Let me know.
Promotion. And you know where they're going to sell that thing? Is it
on Amazon?
Amazon?
Yes, on Amazon, yep.
And at bookstores, if there are bookstores anymore, I don't even know.
Yeah, everything's online now.
Bookstore. But do you still pinch yourself, though, at how far you've come in such a comparatively short time?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as a competitor and as an athlete, as you know, you're always looking in front of you. You're always like, man, what's next? We got an obstacle. Okay, let's fix it. Let's continue to move forward, right? But when I started writing this book, I started reflecting a lot and tapping back into my childhood and really realizing, man, I've really came a long way and I've been through a lot to get to where I am today. So it's been pretty cool to go back and touch on that because, again, as a competitor, you're not really looking back. You're always looking forward.
Well, it's been nice to spend some time with you here on Radio Row, and best of luck to you. Now I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to be watching you, and I did have a question again because you know how the world can be fickle. Do you think, despite having skills to play quarterback, that it's almost you almost get punished for playing in the UFL or those leagues? They're not inferior like they used to be anymore, but I wonder if that's almost a mark against you in a certain way.
Yeah, in a sense, it naturally will be, just because it's not the NFL. But my goal is for people to use the UFL like a developmental league. These guys are getting film.
Like baseball, it should be.
Correct.
Like the minor league.
The G League or minor league, whatever it is. And here's the thing, too, especially for quarterbacks, right? A lot of quarterbacks that are stuck on practice squads for years, they don't get to develop. They don't get those in-game live reps, right? And there's nothing like simulating a pocket, getting hit while you're throwing, absorbing a hit. All those different things you don't get by being stuck on practice squad, right? Because they're in practice, they don't get you. They can't touch you as quarterbacks, right? So I think me playing in those spring leagues for the last 7 years really prepared me to be the quarterback I am today.
All right. Well, we have had an enjoyable time with you, and like I said, underdogs tug at my heart, so I'm wishing you the best of success, and hopefully you get a ring in the NFL and not worry about the other leagues, but stay safe, don't get hurt, and just keep fighting, man. I'm so proud of you, what you've done. I'm so glad you came up and talked to us and gave us a little time because I think it's the most inspirational story we've had on Radio Row. So shout out to you and your family and everybody involved that has made you a success. All right, you're watching Gary Shannon Stevens on a Radio Row. We've got some other guests coming up. I'm going to take a potty break. Sit with us.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us. We're bringing the fun to the Houston Bay Area. Stay tuned for all of our incredible events throughout the year, featuring amazing food and drinks, live entertainment, special guests, and so much more. Fun, new, different. Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events is where you want to be. So come party with us. It's more than a yacht. It's serendipity.
Introducing the world's first temporary airbrush tattoo kiosk, iTattoo, bringing wearable, shareable temporary body art to live events. iTattoo stands for Interactive Temporary Airbrush Tattoo Unit. The team is raising additional capital for this incredible iTattoo concept, putting ink on skin at scale. I'll say it again, folks, ink on skin at scale. This will be the coolest addition to any event, and imagine the reactions when you add body art to the mix. Cool kiosks for a large venue or event. And it's super sponsorable. If you or anyone is interested in talking about the cap raise or the unit itself, please reach out to Nathan or Chris at iTattoo.life.
Hi, my name is Shaquille Duggar, and I'm the CEO and founder of Pi. My passion is and always has been helping people. That's why I created Pi. I wanted to devise solutions that would make it easier for businesses to become more efficient and effective to drive profitability, while at the same time helping the customers they serve. Our newest self-service solution is a perfect example of that collaboration. Business leaders told us they wanted a smaller alternative to the larger freestanding kiosks they already love, and we delivered with our newest product. A countertop device we call Eclair introduces space-saving, compactness, versatility, and convenience. When it comes to our self-service solutions industry specifically, we put considerable stock in the quote from Alan Key. People who are really serious about software should make their own hardware. That's Pi in a nutshell. To ensure we produce the best self-service options, we do it all, designing and developing our own hardware and software. The bulk of our business involves the food industry, catering to an evolving industry with technology that is ever evolving itself. Our customers aren't necessarily in traditional restaurant locations. They're in malls, food trucks, and pop-up stands. Additionally, we perform considerable research of consumer trends and behaviors, trying to forecast what they will want and need as it relates to self-service in the short and long term. It's challenging, but exciting and satisfying work. Visiting the restaurant of one of our partners and seeing customers effortlessly order and pay for food through a Pi kiosk puts a huge smile on my face. And it fuels to do more to further enhance their experience. Our latest kiosk designs are reflective of what we've learned, observed, and anticipated. We are designing attractive enclosures that make our kiosks hard to pass by. We're developing and installing intuitive software that's easy to use, and we're incorporating curved high-definition touchscreen that enhance visual quality. At Pi, our ultimate objective is to bring a personal approach to self-service solutions that also display our creativity and ability to devise great products. I introduce to you Pi's newest product, Eclair. Welcome to Pi.